Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, I'm continuing my look at the Hammer House of Mystery and Suspense from 1984. This came 4 years later after the Hammer House of Horror series, which I've reviewed. So this is episode 2, The Sweet Scent of Death. Oh yes, from, as I say, 1984. Now this was transmitted on the 17th of December 1984, but it's down as episode 8. It's all mixed up, I think, the way it's all put together. And of course, this series was shown quite erratically by ITV. But anyhow, that's the information I've got. And I say, on the DVD, which I'm following, this is episode 2. Okay. Now, these were longer. They were 70 minutes long. Yes, and I say they're in conjunction with 20th Century Fox TV in America. So we've got a combination. And this means we are getting more sort of lead American actors, as you will see in this one. All right. Firstly, it's written by Brian Clemens. Wow, what a writer. He's a legend, absolute legend. The amount of TV series as he wrote. Of course, he's really well known for the Avengers. But I'd just like to mention that he was also the writer of a British thriller. Brilliant it is. It's And Soon the Darkness, 1970. I've reviewed that, and what a brilliant film that is. He wrote that. Also, he wrote Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, 1971. The Hammer, brilliant Hammer film. Oh yes, he wrote that. So there he is. But as I say, he's just amazing writer. Then it's directed by Peter Sasti, who we've come across before. Now, he directed Taste the Blood of Dracula, 1970, which I think is one of the best Dracula films. Absolutely love that one. He also directed Countess Dracula, 1971. Hands of the Ripper, 1971. Brilliant film. Absolute brilliant Hammer films. Classics. Also, he directed 3 episodes of the Hammer House of Horror. And they were the 13th Reunion, Rude Awakening, who can forget that one? Brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic, that one. And Visitor from the Grave. So he's got a lot of Hammer connections here. So let's get into the cast. As I said, we've got an American lead here. Dean Stockwell. Yes, you may know Dean Stockwell. You recognize him. He plays Greg Denver, who's the US ambassador. Now, I didn't realize this, but his career went back right to 1945. And he was in so many wonderful things. A lot of TV-based things, but there were feature films as well. The Dunwich Horror from 1970, which I know is an Arrow video release. He was in that. And of course, he was in one of my all-time favourite films. A lot of people don't understand it, but I absolutely love it, which is the original Lynch Dune from 1984. Wow. I still talk about that film. I absolutely love it. A lot of people don't, but I do. I think it's great. one of my all-time favorite films. And then he was also in To Live and Die in LA, 1985, which is considered quite a well thought of film. He was also in Blue Velvet, 1986. Oh, yes, Blue Velvet. He was in that. And Harrison Ford film, Air Force One, 1997. He was in that. But for me, he was always well known, as well as being in Dune, in Quantum Leap, the original brilliant series from 1989 to 1993. What a series Quantum Leap was. But he was just carrying on in so many things, including later times in the Battlestar Galactica revamped series as well, which was excellent. But yeah, so that is Dean Stockwell. And then we've got Shirley Knight, who plays Anne Fairfax Denver, his wife, yes. And she goes back to 1955. The only really notable film that I noticed that she was in was As Good as It Gets from 1997, which is Jack Nicholson in that one. Yeah, she was in that. But it's just, again, she's another one who just did so many TV series and TV films. It's just a massive catalogue of these. Yeah, very good, dependable, brilliant. And then we've got Michael Gothard playing Terry Marvin. Now, he was in Up the Junction, 1968, and in a film that I love, which I've reviewed, Scream and Scream Again from 1970. That's Vincent Price. It's a brilliant film. That a lot of people are a bit, because it's got sort of weird sci-fi stuff in it, but it's a great film. Absolutely love it. He was also in The Devils from 1971, which is Ken Russell, Oliver Reed stars in that. Quite controversial, still is controversial. That's The Devils. He was in a James Bond film, For Your Eyes Only, 1981, which is a good Roger Moore film. And here we are. It's funny how we get these, my all-time favourite films. Life Force. He was in that, 1985. I love Life Force, and that's directed, of course, by Toby Hooper. Brilliant film, absolutely. I just can't get enough of that film. Again, it's got a people don't always appreciate it enough. I don't think that's film. I absolutely love it. And again, it's just another lot of TV films and TV series. But yeah, I mean, there we have. So Dune and Life Force have already been mentioned in here. Oh yes, I love it. Then we've got Carmen du Sauté, or Sauté. Oh, that sounds French. I don't know whether it's French, probably not. But anyhow, she plays Susie Kendrick, who's quite a crucial part of the characters in these films. Now, she was in a James Bond film. She was in The Man with the Golden Gun from 1974. The Christopher Lee one, yes, Roger Moore. Yeah, you can't go wrong, can you? Buy it, you can't. And again, just lots of TV series. And finally, one more actor I'll mention is Robert Lang, who plays Detective Sergeant Wells. Now, he goes right back, 1948. Notable films that just stand out. The House That Dripped Blood, 1971. Shout at the Devil, 1976, which I know is Lee Marvin and Roger Moore in that one. And here we are. They keep popping up films that I love. The Medusa Touch, 1978. Richard Burton. What a film that is. He's in that. And a film that I know is extremely popular and a lot of people love it, and I have never seen it. I don't know whether it's a good... It's Four Weddings and a Funeral from 1994, but I know that it's a very well popular film, that one. Is in that. Yes. So you're saying, buy it, lad. Um, what's it all about? Well, just before I go into that, I've just thought, well, I should tell you about the locations because the locations are so important about these series. As it's pretty obvious the locations. They're all usually in Buckinghamshire, and here we are, Gerrard's Cross, Buckinghamshire, Mayfair, London. Yes, there's with the hotel scene. That's a London one. But then we've got Fulmer in Buckinghamshire and um, like Uxbridge, Uxbridge in Buckinghamshire as well, all around there because it's they were so lucky to have these locations, and it always shows as it did in the Hammer House of Horror, beautiful locations, fantastic. Anyhow, how far I went. What's it about? Well, it's about this American ambassador in the UK, Greg Denver, who's played by Dean Stockwell. Now he's with his wife, and they she was a lawyer as well, but she's over here with him. I think quite a rich background she's from. Um, they decide that they want a place to escape to, and it's arranged they get this house that can rent out. They go along, but then things just start to happen there. They meet this kind of weird stalker in a way. That's where it appears to be. And the whole nightmare scenario begins. And why is this happening? And we start to learn the reasons why this could well be happening. And they get the police involved as well. It all relates to a past case that that Anne was involved in as a lawyer. And yes, it really sort of builds up. I think I knew roughly straight away, actually, that all was not what it seems in terms of who it was going to be and who it was connected with. I think that I worked that out, I think, fairly easy. But it didn't spoil my enjoyment at all about this. I think it's well directed, it's well put together, the story, it builds up and it leaves you, kind of guessing. But the performances are first class, direction first class. It's just an enjoyable story and quality, what you'd expect from Brian Clemens. Again, we're not having the supernatural elements, but the horror is very much still underlying in there, and we see it. And the red roses that are often keep popping up, they're symbolic of blood, I suppose, and murder that's going to possibly take place or has taken place. It's all there, and it's great. I like the police involvement as well in this. It's quite good seeing that the way that plays out. But it is another enjoyable episode, and this is a great series. Yes, I think it's been sort of people perhaps have put this down a bit more, I think, and not seen this series in quite the same light as the first one because the quality was so good. But I think this one does stand up still well. It just needs a really good Blu-ray release. It does. But hey, we're not going to get that, are we? Anyhow, here we are. I'll just show you again. There it is. This is the volume 1. Excellent. It is really good. And that's it. Yes. So, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and then we'll let you know when I produce these videos. You can look in the playlist, see what I've produced, and hopefully you might enjoy, or perhaps you won't. I don't know. Hopefully you will. And if you like this particular video, then give it a like, because then it helps get it out onto YouTube and algorithms, and other people might enjoy my videos, or perhaps they won't. I don't know. But it's also, if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments. And I say, it all costs notes, so you can't say fairer than that, can they? Buy it, you can. Not nowadays. And that's it. I've been going on far too long. So all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.